Just got through listening to a live performance with Olmeca. He's got a brand new record out, Counterculture. Here in studio, joining me is Olmeca himself, whose name is illegal in California. I mean, in Arizona, but still okay here in California.
So far, so good.
Yeah, I was noticing. I was listening to the lyrics and the lyrics to your songs. Illegal in Arizona.
Yes, and thank you for listening to the lyrics.
I mean, lots of encouragement for people to pay attention to the words of their ancestors, to their elders, their grandfathers. Lots of encouragement to go to school, stay in school, and get an education. This immigration issue, we're only scratching the surface. People kept thinking like it's coming to a head. No, man, we haven't even begun. And Arizona's laws, both with the 1070, SB 1070, and with the now you can't teach ethnic studies classes, which not only is Latin American studies, but also includes Native American studies, African American studies, Asian American studies, and any other ethnic culture, which pretty much, you know, when you're in a population that dominates an area, and you're still called a minority, I think these laws pretty much tell it as it is, which is we're a minority in power, lacking in power.
Yeah, that's all it is. That last law is HR 2281, and it's interesting because I read a couple of articles, and both of them talk about the reason, right? The reason for banning these ethnic studies is because of the ethnic chauvinism that people are exposing. Is people being proud of who they are is chauvinistic, and so they're banning it.
If you teach something that might, make people resent, that's like you're denying history. I mean, the fact is like. This area, just like South Africa, when the Afrikaner came in, was Native American and Mexico, and to say that you can't teach the history of the changing of the guard, that's denying history. The only thing that Republicans have in their favor is if they divide us. And they're dividing us any way they can. They're talking about illegal aliens and Spanish language. The bottom line is that the Republicans represent, the people who own the money and have the power is 5% of the population of the United States. How are you going to get, poor people, white people or other people, mobilized against each other? And the only way is to divide them up. So you start thinking of things like illegal aliens, guns, abortion,
drugs.
Yeah, drugs. And
I was out there for about a week in Arizona. Not too long. I just came back from there. There's a big rally happening May 29th, big march against SB 1070. And May 28th, there's going to be a big festival, right, welcoming all these other people to come in. One of the important things is to say about this, though, is that they want to politicize it. They want to politicize this thing. They want to make it a political issue. And what we're saying is that it's not a political issue. This is a human rights issue. And so, although a law may be signed, doesn't make it just, doesn't make it right. And I guess one of the things that I try to do is encourage and empower, and not necessarily give power, but to allow people to see that there's power already that we have together. And so, to exercise the power. We don't need to ask permission to be free. And so, I encourage and I make use of the word. A lot of those songs that I have, those are palabras from a lady, La Cadencia del Corazón, one of the songs that I played. These are conversations I've had with ladies, and so older señoras telling me about what they want to do with regards to immigration, and so I just put it out there, and I think it's a beautiful thing when people exert and exercise their power. It's a beautiful thing.
Has your CD been banned in Arizona, as far as you know?
You know what? It's funny, man, because now more than ever, right? Now more than ever, people are picking up on the music. I'm getting a lot more, let's say, exposure or people's desire to want to interview me about the topics. I'm sitting down with more record companies now. It's a weird and it's a funny situation. Maybe it's because of the times, but I'm sure it's because of the times. Because
if we look at this logically and we look at it with an open heart, if we've got love in our hearts, we're going to be able to resolve this. Fine. It's not going to be an issue. We're going to come up with facts and figures. I was just taking a look at how much money Latinos spend in Arizona. Do you have any idea?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's $36 billion. It turns out that
a lot on raspados too. In Arizona.
Yeah, it's like paletas and raspados, definitely. And the thing is that one of the main arguments by the people who are, forcing immigration to the forefront is that undocumented workers and Latinos in general use up a lot of social service money. They just come into this country, they jump on welfare, they jump on social services, use, healthcare, socialized healthcare. Well, it turns out that the amount of money that is spent in Arizona in this way is $1 billion. So you have $36 billion being put into the economy and $1 billion taken out. It just, facts and figures, if those Latinos move somewhere else, like, let them move to California. I'd love to have $36 billion. That would solve our problem.
There's hate, there's resentment, there's this weird twisted thing of like a lot of folks from the Midwest who came to Arizona to retire. Some of them lost their jobs because some of the companies and factories that were there moved to other countries, right? Like in Mexico.
They go to China, they go to India, they go to Mexico, they go elsewhere. The Minutemen should be turned around the other way, trying to keep these jobs and companies, these multinational corporations, from moving across the border.
When we look at the multinational corporations, when we look at imperialist ideology, you can see that poor people, like the Minutemen, right, should be in solidarity. I've been censored before. I've been censored in the past. I've been not allowed into certain high schools here in Los Angeles. All these different things, but we keep moving forward because there's no other way that we can do this music, man. This is what it's for.
Once again, Olmeca is my guest. They just got through performing live, and we're probably going to have some video of this live performance available on KPFK TV and other sources because we got some great video footage. We got some great sound off the board.